The world of crypto was supposed to be simple, a digital revolution, free from middlemen, running on code and trust. But today, that revolution has entered a battlefield where governments, regulators, exchanges, innovators, and even ordinary investors are all fighting for control. This is the crypto regulation war, and the biggest question is, who actually wins? Imagine a world where money moves without permission, where borders don't matter, and where a teenager in a bedroom can create a currency that millions use. That is the world crypto created. But when something grows so big, so fast, it attracts attention, and not the friendly kind. Regulators around the world suddenly realized that a trillion-dollar industry had appeared right under their nose, and they weren't the ones in charge. And that's where the war began. In the United States, this war is loudest. One side says crypto is the future and must be protected. The other side says crypto is the Wild West and must be controlled. Agencies like the SEC and CFTC argue over who should regulate crypto, while politicians use it as a weapon during elections. One week, crypto is innovation. The next week, it's a national security threat. Investors watch helplessly as lawsuits against exchanges shake the entire market, sometimes wiping billions of dollars in hours. But beneath the chaos, one thing is clear. The US still hasn't decided what crypto is supposed to be. A commodity? A security? Something new entirely? This confusion is not an accident. It is part of the war. Meanwhile, across the ocean, Europe takes a very different approach. Instead of fighting, they wrote a rulebook called MiCA. Clear laws, clear licenses, clear responsibilities. Companies may not like strict rules, but at least they know what the rules are. And in a war, clarity is a weapon. That's why many crypto companies now look toward Europe as a safer home to operate in. Surprisingly, Europe, often seen as slow and bureaucratic, is leading this battle through stability. In contrast, Asia plays its own strategic game. Japan embraced crypto early, creating strong regulations after the Mt. Gox disaster. As a result, Japan today has some of the most stable crypto exchanges in the world. South Korea keeps a very tight leash, but their population remains one of the most active groups of crypto traders on Earth. Singapore positions itself as a global crypto hub, but with strict anti-money laundering rules. And then there is China, the unexpected giant. China once dominated Bitcoin mining, then banned crypto completely, yet pushed its own digital yuan. It wasn't crypto they hated, it was losing control. When you look closely, every move is part of a long-term geopolitical strategy. So, who is actually winning this war? Governments? Companies? Investors? The truth is, every side wins something and loses something. Governments win control. Crypto was born as a way to avoid government influence, but regulation pulls it back into the system. With rules, taxes, and legal tracking, governments regain their power over money. But they also lose something. Innovation moves away from countries with harsh rules. Creativity always finds a place to grow. Crypto companies win legitimacy. When laws are clear, big institutions feel safer investing. When institutions enter, capital flows in. But companies also lose the freedom that made crypto exciting. They must follow complex rules, pay high compliance costs, and sometimes reshape their entire business. Investors win protection. Scams, rug pulls, and fraud are everywhere in the crypto world. Regulation reduces the risks and makes exchanges more accountable. But investors also lose the massive profits that came from a lawless market. When the wild becomes regulated, the extraordinary becomes ordinary. And what about the average person who simply wants to use crypto? They win stability, but lose anonymity. The early dream of crypto, financial freedom without surveillance, is fading. KYC, Monitoring and tracking rules are now standard. Privacy coins are under attack. And the more regulation grows, the more freedom shrinks. The war benefits the system, not the individual. But here is the twist. Despite all the fighting, crypto keeps growing. Even stricter rules can't stop millions from using it. Even market crashes can't kill the technology. Blockchain has already changed how we think about value, ownership, and trust. It is too late to reverse that shift. This is why governments are racing to build their own digital currencies. They understand that crypto is not just a technology, it is a new economic weapon. The future of this war may not be about stopping crypto, but controlling its direction. Will crypto become fully regulated like the stock market? Will decentralized platforms escape regulation entirely? Will new countries emerge as global crypto powers? The war is far from over, and the world has entered a new phase where rules will shape everything. So, who wins in the end? If governments win too much, innovation dies. If companies win too much, the system becomes centralized again. If investors win too much, the market becomes unstable. If no one wins, chaos continues. The only real winner will be the side that finds balance, a mix of freedom and safety, innovation and responsibility, transparency and privacy. That balance is the final battlefield. Crypto began as a rebellion. Today, it is a negotiation. Tomorrow, it could become the foundation of a new global financial system. The war is not about destruction. It is about direction. And as long as crypto exists, one thing remains true. The world will have to keep fighting for who gets to control the future of money.